Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Um, if you're new here, welcome. And if you're not new here, thank you for coming back. Okay, so tonight, because it's nighttime where I'm at, tonight I want to touch on the universal laws. Okay, so I know there are a lot of people talk about universal laws, and people might hear universal law and they don't know quite what universal law is, right? So I'm here to break that down. Okay, so universal laws are laws that are governed by the universe. Okay, in today's society, we have rules or laws that's governed by your school, your parents, government, uh, religious establishments, your job. Like everywhere you go, there's rules and laws, right? There are certain things you have to abide by in order for certain things to happen or be in order or to take place, right? But what people fail to realize is the universe kind of runs the same way, right? That's where they got it from. Okay, the universe is first. Okay, it was created first. So by the universe being created first, the universe has its own laws, okay? But there are many universe cosmic laws. You can go look them up. But tonight, I want to talk about the law of cause and effect, okay? Real brief, real quick to break it down, okay? So the law of cause and effect is for people to understand your action is the cause and the result is the effect, right? Today in society, a lot of people don't think about cause and effect because they only do the cause, which is the action, and then they want the effects, the results, to be what they want them to be because they thought they were lawfully justified in the action and don't understand that this action is going to come with this particular result, right? Okay, so let's just say people are moving on their own accord. They are moving on their own accord. They're moving on their own understanding. And people tend not to look outside of that, right? So people feel justified. It could be the ego. It could be just them having the free will to do as you please because you do have the free will to do as you please. But also understand that in your free will, there are effects that comes with the actions that you are doing in the free will that was given to you, right? Pretty much point blank. That's all that cause and effect is. And what I think people have a problem with that is people think that they are above this law, right? Like their ego is so big, like they're oh, this is I can do what I want to do, right? It's just so big and profound in them. Like they don't understand, yes, you can do what you want to do, but that does not mean you're going to be able to change the result of the action that you have caused, right? That's just like people in relationships. They cheat on people, then they get mad at people that left. Or, they abuse people in a relationship, then they get mad because nobody wants to be abused. Or people who do crime or people who steal and they get caught stealing and then they mad at you because you caught them stealing. Like like it's really weird, right? Like I said, I don't know if it's the ego. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, people tend that they can do what they want to do. And once the results, which is the effect, once the results start coming in from your actions, then like, well, no, I didn't want to be like that. But yeah, you didn't think about the result. You just so caught up in your ego, in your will, that you didn't consider nothing else, right? And another part of universal law is the law of oneness. We are all one. So even in the aspect of everything is one, everything is connected. By you being in the universe and by you are implementing actions, whatever these actions are, right? Whatever causes you're doing, you are a ripple in the river. So this ripple in the river is going to affect the whole stream, the flow of the river, right? And that's what people don't understand. People think they're just one entity, one being, one person, which you are technically, but in part, in a collective sense of it, it's not just about you. It's not just about you. So, by it not just being about you, the actions that you cause in this universe will give you results that's going to affect you and people that's around you. But people are so convinced, they have convinced themselves to think that their free will, they can rearrange the result, right? Like they have been given this gift of freedom, unbeknownst to a people, because we were born free. Okay, you, you was given this gift of freedom, and that gift, you think you can rearrange the packaging after you just tore it apart, right? Okay, and what is so profound in the cause and effect is because a lot of times the results of the cause, the results of your actions, which is the effects of the cause, doesn't just happen right away, right? And by it not just happening right away, a lot of people feel justified. They feel safe. They feel like, oh yeah, see, I told you, I can do what I want to do. I told you, I got away with that. I told you, like, look at me, that's who I am, right? But they fail to realize, like, it doesn't matter if it's going to happen tomorrow or it's going to happen next week or it might happen next year. It's going to happen. You're going to get that you're going to get the effect of the cause of the action that you are partaking in. You are. It's not nothing that you can run from. And a lot of people who live by universal laws or cosmic laws, a lot of people don't understand because sometimes those people aren't governed by things of today, right? Like they're not governed by, like we all in this realm and we all have a government, but just to be governed by religion or governed by people views or how people view them or get caught up with people opinions of them. People who live in universal law and the cosmic laws who understand it to the T, it's like those things don't affect us because even amongst those things, you have to adhere to cosmic law. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what kind of job you have. It doesn't matter how wealthy you are. It doesn't matter how poor you are. It doesn't matter how beautiful you are. It doesn't matter your position in your job. It doesn't matter your position in your church. It doesn't matter you're a pastor. It doesn't matter if you are a deacon, an usher. It doesn't matter if you sing in a choir. It doesn't matter if you own your own church. It doesn't matter if you're a mother of 10. Like, it just doesn't matter. Like, you're going to get the effects of the coffee that you putting out. Like, people who do wrong to people, and then when they do wrong to people or by people, they look at those people like, what's wrong with you? Your actions, which cause the effects that I'm feeling as the result, is what's wrong with me. But you get it? People are just so egotistically in their own views. Like they can't get out of their own truth. And I say this a lot. It may be true to you, right? Whatever the circumstance is. It may be true to you, but that doesn't mean your truth is true in this situation. It doesn't mean your truth is all the be all in this situation. Because what you understand, when it's you, somebody else, you with another being, you in the environment, like you have a lot of things to consider besides you. There are a lot of things in play besides you. There are other different factors in the situation besides you. It's not just about you. You, as a person, as a being, have a free will, yes. But understand your free will has the ability to affect other people. And once you affect other people or you affect an environment, or that's just like Cause and effect. Let's just say someone is outside, right? They're walking along, they're outside, and they're smoking. They're smoking their cigarette. They're smoking whatever they feel like they're smoking, right? But they're outside. So the only thing they're thinking about is them and their action with this cigarette. They put the cigarette, they throw the cigarette on the ground. So it hits the dirt or it hits the grass. And this grass could be flammable because it's probably dry, rusty, ain't nobody watered it. It's just brown, as brown can be, right? And then the grass starts simmering. And once the grass starts simmering, then it's like smoke is coming out this grass. And then smoke and all I see is flames. But the person that just smoked this cigarette on his free will is not noticing the flames, right? So once this person goes home and turn on the TV, it's gonna be, oh, it was this wildfire in this bush and ooh, ooh, and they were like, I was just there and I did throw a cigarette out. But no, I didn't mean it for I didn't mean for it to happen. It does not matter. Like it happened. Okay. So by things happening like that, you have to be very aware of the things that you do. You have to be very aware of the things that you say. You have to be very aware of um, your place in life in this world because you matter. A lot of people who have the are in the egotistical state is because I believe they feel like they don't matter. So they do whatever they want to do in their own particular space and their own particular realm because they feel like the world doesn't care about them. So they're just going to do everything on their own accord. Even if you feel like the world doesn't care about you, even if you feel like people don't love you, you still are a chain to these people. You still are connected collectively to these people. So even in that connection, your actions matter because your actions aren't just going to affect you, they're going to affect people around you. They're going to affect the people that you love. They're going to affect people that you don't love. It's just going to be an effect everywhere. You get what I'm saying? But a lot of people they don't want to hear that because they can't get out of that free will. They can't get out of my prerogative. They can't get out of yeah. Like I said before, and I keep on saying again, you have prerogative. It's your prerogative. You Bobby Brown. It's your prerogative, okay? But in your prerogative, look at all the things like even with him, even though I love me some Bobby Brown, okay? I think Bobby Brown is a living legend. I really do. I really do. I think he's a living legend because he endured so much because he had that attitude. It's my prerogative. I can do what I want to do. But in the results of him doing what he want to do, if you know Bobby Brown, we know his story. We know what happened, and those results were traumatic. Those results were traumatizing. And in the minute of him in his mind believing that I can do what I want to do, I'm sure his decision making didn't lead him to like, okay, well, if I do this, this is going to lead to that, and I don't want to do that. Or if I do this, this is going to affect that this way, and I don't think I want to do that. People don't live like that's why you have to be aware. I talk about awareness or not a lot, even though this is a universal law video about cause and effect. In order for you to understand the cause and effect, you have to be aware. A lot of people aren't aware. You're just here. You're just alive. You just floating. You just robotically living your life day to day. Do what you want to do. If you are unaware of circumstances, you are unaware of consequences. You are unaware of cause and effect because you're so used to doing what you want to do. You are unaware in the result. And when you are a human being, you have to be aware because you can't run away from cause and effect. You cannot run away from universal law. Your ignorance, your egotistical ways, uh, you want to be right all the time. Well, not will not save you from the universal law of cause and effect. It will not. That's just like people go out here and have unprotected sex, and a guy gets mad at the girl because she's pregnant. That makes absolutely no fucking sense. What do you think was going to come out of that? You have unprotected sex. It's a 99% chance that you may have a baby. It's going to be a baby in a result of that cause, of that action. But they don't want to think about the action. I mean, they don't want to think about the effect. They don't want to think about the result. The only main thing is the action. I got to do this now. I have to do it the way I want to do it. And they don't think about every choice that you make is a road. It carries you on the road in life, right? And this road may look different than everybody else's road. But please believe me, your actions are going to take you down a certain road and it's going to lead you to a certain place. A lot of times, if you're unaware, you're not going to be, you will not like or enjoy the place where you are at when you are living in a state of awareness. You are not going to be happy with life. You are not going to be happy with yourself. You're going to be disappointed. You're going to be let down because you're not being aware. You have to put two and two together. Life ain't just, well, I'm just going to go here and I'm just going to do what I want to do. And when you do what you want to do down there, that road is going to take you to a certain place. And once that road will take you to a certain place, you'll be like, well, I didn't mean to be here. Like, I didn't want to be here. But look, what were you doing? What were you doing? You were going to go there. That's just like you jump in the car and someone tells you to go to this particular address, right? You go to the address. Unbeknownst to you, if you would have watched the news, if you would have read the newspaper, if you would have paid attention to the people that was talking to you, that when you heard this address, you will understand that don't go to that address because that address people do you there's something bad gonna happen to you at this particular place. It's something bad that's gonna happen to you at this particular house. But you're just so unaware. You're just so unaware in your free will. You say, forget what everybody else say. I'm gonna go to that house. Forget what everybody else say. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go do that. When it's been clear as lines. That's why I talk about. I know I can go on and on, but give me a minute because I'm a Pisces Mercury. But when it comes to aliens and like other beings, you know what amazes me? Now, this is what amazes me. Like, even if I didn't believe in aliens, like, I would have to believe that there is another source of physical beings that have to be smarter than humans are. It just has to be. Humans cannot be the top of the chain. Like, it's impossible. And you will not be able to convince me otherwise because we just walk in flesh. Like there is no excuse me, there is no repercussions in our mind. Like there's no consequences in our mind. We just live our life no matter how many times we've seen this movie, no matter how many times somebody else has seen this movie, no matter how old this movie is, no matter how much we talk about the movie, people will still choose to do the things that this movie does and then wonder why, like, I didn't want that to happen. Well, fool, didn't you see the movie? Didn't you watch this movie? Didn't the person next to you see this movie? Didn't you hear them talk about this movie? How old is this movie? You know they've been doing this all this time in this movie, and you still want to go do that. People stuck in their free will. They think individually that they are beyond cause and effect. Like you can love yourself, you can feel great within yourself, but please understand, even with you being great within yourself, it does not excuse from you from cause and effect. A lot of people can be so smart they outsmart themselves. And you can outsmart yourself because you think you are above cause and effect. You think this is your world. You can move how you want to move, which you can, but there is going to be results of the act, how you moving in these actions, right? So when it comes to cause and effect, you have to be aware. You have to understand no one is beyond the universal law. No one. That's why you see things that's happening today. I'm not gonna mention any names, but allegedly. Okay. Allegedly. Things are coming out the woodwork that happened almost 3 decades ago. And in those 3 decades, certain people thought that this is over with. Oh, I'm done. Oh, what? I did that. I'm me. What you gonna do to me? That being ain't nothing happened now, but that's how that works. And usually, what I think is usually the bigger the action is, like the greater the action is, I believe the bigger the result. And when I mean bigger, like the more time it's going to make for that result to get exactly what you deserve, right? Because you may do something for a year, you may do something for 5 years, but it could be to a point where it's going to take more than a year and 5 years for you to actually get what you deserve from this action. And this could be good or bad. And please believe me, I'm not just talking about things that happen that's bad or things that happen to people who get punished. I'm talking about abundance as well. I'm talking about benefits as well. I'm talking about good times as well. I'm talking about wealthiness as well. I'm talking about being rich in your life and love as well. Because if you are a person, like to my people who are loving, right? You give the best that you have, or you give what you can to people, and you give the greatness of you, you're going to get that back. And it may seem like it's taking too long, or it may seem like you're not getting it fast enough, but understand that your gift is going to be greater later. Your gift is going to be greater. Your gift ain't ready yet. like okay, like it takes it takes quicker for you to build a Kia than for you to build a Mercedes Benz, right? It's different, and within those differences, you have to be patient. And the more you continue on of your path and the cause of action of greatness, you're going to be abundantly resulted in that effect, right? So don't just think the cause and effect about the people who did some crime or they did some bullshit, and then you're going to get your payback. If you moving the way you're supposed to move, and you're living in God's love, and you're living in God's light, and you are living in God's spirit, no matter what you're doing, what you adhere to, what religion you're in, what religion you're not in, if you have God's spirit and God's love within you, you're going to be abundant in that. You're just going to be abundant. You're going to be abundant in that. And I want people to understand that, because I know sometimes in this world, you may feel like it gets difficult, right? Because you feel like you put so much in, you doing so much this and so much that, but just sit back and place yourself in the place and be aware. I'm talking to you too. You got to be aware, because even the ones who do good, even the ones who are on their P's and Q's, or the ones who do what they're supposed to do in that particular life, you have to be aware as well, because even though you're doing good, you might be hanging out with people, or might be in situations, or might be in environments where they won't benefit your abundance. So if it's not benefiting your abundance, which means you're not getting back what you put out, your abundance is going to be limited. So you have to be aware in that as well. Awareness is the key. You have to be aware. And anytime, a lot of time people feel like you can live your life doing something 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. If you're not dead, Okay, you have time to change. You have time to get out. You have time to change it directly in your life. Okay, you have another day. It's another day of change. Okay, you may do something all those years, and all of a sudden you become aware, or your awareness change in the situation, and then it's like, dang, I can't believe I did all this during this time. I can't believe this. I can't believe that. But instead of you dwelling on what you didn't recognize, be glad for the gift of awareness right now and move down that road and that journey. Because that's how you're going to get to where you got to go. It's not about where you went, it's about where you're going. And if you are aware enough to understand that you need to change the directory of your journey, you're going to get to another place. Okay. So, um, with the universal laws, please look them up. And I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to. It's like it's over 100 universal laws actually, but the ones that people focus on is about 12, I believe. I think it's 12. And I'm gonna come back and talk about those too. But I just want to touch on the cause and effect because I don't think people understand that. Even when it comes to the truth, when the cause and effect, right? Excuse me. Even when it comes to the truth on the cause and effect, you may believe something, right? Like you may believe something in your heart wholeheartedly, and no one can change your mind about whatever you believe, right? But that doesn't mean that your belief is true. That doesn't mean your belief is factual. It doesn't mean that your belief is accurately correct to other people, right? And a lot of people have a hard time with that because they feel like, no, I'm right. I'm right. What you feel is wrong. I'm right. But even in your rightness, people have the ability and the free will to believe and feel and act whether they want to act. And a lot of people have a hard time with that because they get so stuck in what they think, how they think it should go, what they think it should be. But you are only in control. You can only guide your ship. And your ship is your body. Okay, you can only guide your ship. If you feel like you want to turn left and think you're gonna go right, that's fine. But everybody knows if you turn left, you're gonna go left. Okay? So please be patient with yourself. Please be aware. Okay, please understand where you want to go in your life. Please understand the things that you want out of life. Please understand the things that you want to do in your life. Because even with that, you're going to have some causes and effects. Because people do things in life and then once they get the result of the things, they swear up and down, I didn't want that. I didn't want that. I didn't ask for this. You didn't have to ask for it. Was the actions is what caused this. Like you didn't have to ask for anything. Your actions is what caused this. You didn't have to ask for it. It was already yours through you manifesting the energy of this action. So with that, it's kind of late on my end. Um, please like, share, subscribe, comment on this video. Okay. Like I said, I'm kind of tired. All right. So I had to get this out because I had to stay on the scheduling, a video scheduling schedule. And I'm not even really on the schedule right now. I just, I just tape when I want to tape. Right. So y'all I'm going to cut this up. All right. Um, I'm gonna be back with some more videos. Like I said, it's just universal law. And I'm gonna come back with the other universal laws. Okay. All right. So y'all have a good one. All right. Bye.